In the shadow of the Carpathian Mountains, a terrifying legend was born. A story of a ruthless ruler whose cruelty and thirst for blood have become immortalized in the figure we know today as Dracula. But who was Dracula? And how much of the legend is true? Our story begins in 15th century Romania, then known as Wallachia, where a ruler named Vlad III was born. Vlad, also known as Vlad Dracula or Vlad the Impaler, was the son of Vlad II Dracul. His father's name, Dracul, meaning dragon, comes from his induction into the Order of the Dragon, a Christian knightly order created to defend Europe against the Ottoman Empire. Vlad inherited his father's name, but also a much darker reputation that would inspire centuries of fear. Vlad III's childhood was far from peaceful. At the age of 11, Vlad and his brother were taken hostage by the Ottoman Empire as part of a political deal. Here, Vlad learned the brutal tactics that would later define his reign. Although treated well, he was subjected to mental and physical torment, instilling in him a cold, ruthless persona. When he returned to Wallachia, he vowed to reclaim his father's throne, and anyone who stood in his way would feel the full force of his wrath. Vlad's return to power in Wallachia marked the beginning of one of the most terrifying reigns in history. His preferred method of execution? Impalement. He would stake his enemies alive, leaving their bodies to rot in the open air as a warning to others. This gruesome tactic earned him the name Vlad the Impaler. One of the most famous stories tells of how he invited hundreds of boyars, noblemen of Wallachia, to a feast, only to have them all impaled to solidify his power. But Vlad wasn't just a maniacal tyrant. He also defended his kingdom against the powerful Ottoman Empire. His brutal methods, including poisoning wells and burning fields, helped him defeat a much larger army. But to his enemies and even to his people, Vlad became a figure of horror. Vlad the Impaler's reputation spread far and wide, and his cruelty became the stuff of legends. But it wasn't until centuries later, in 1897, that his name would become synonymous with the supernatural. Irish author Bram Stoker used Vlad as inspiration for his novel Dracula, blending historical fact with folklore about vampires, the undead, and bloodthirsty monsters. Stoker's character, Count Dracula, was a sophisticated, aristocratic vampire who preyed on the living. The novel was an instant success, embedding the name Dracula in Western pop culture forever. But how much of Dracula is true? Vlad the Impaler was a real man, and his enemies and his people documented his cruel acts. Yet, there is no evidence to suggest that he drank the blood of his victims or that he had any connection to the supernatural. The vampire myth was a mix of European folklore and Stoker's imagination, layered onto Vlad's already fearsome reputation. Today, visitors travel to Romania to explore Dracula's castle, known as Bram Castle, though Vlad himself never lived there. His true residence lies in ruins in Poenari, a far less glamorous but much more historically accurate location. Whether seen as a hero who defended his land from the Ottomans or a bloodthirsty tyrant, Vlad's legacy continues to haunt history. The Dracula myth, meanwhile, has evolved beyond Bram Stoker's novel, inspiring countless movies, TV shows, and books. In the end, Vlad the Impaler's real-life horrors combined with folklore to create one of the most enduring and terrifying characters in human history, Dracula, the Prince of Darkness. This merging of history and myth has captivated audiences for centuries, with countless adaptations in literature, film, and other forms of media. The figure of Dracula has become synonymous with vampirism, embodying both the allure and the horror of immortality, and serving as a reflection of our fascination with the unknown and the macabre. The legacy of Vlad the Impaler and the creation of Dracula continue to intrigue and inspire people to explore the darker aspects of human nature and the enduring power of storytelling. As we look back through history, it becomes clear that the line between legend and reality can blur. Vlad the Impaler was a man whose actions struck fear into the hearts of his enemies, but over time his cruelty transformed into something far greater, a legend that would transcend centuries.
Thanks for taking the time to explore the true story of Dracula with us. If you found this journey through history's darkest tales intriguing, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. More chilling stories from the shadows of history are waiting for you.